Welcome on back and gather round, gang. It's time for some more Age of Wonders 4. The Thrones of Blood DLC, the first of the content packs in Season 3, has released, and with it we have ourselves some blood-sucking vampiric lords and a whole heap of goodies to kind of dive on into and make ourselves a spooky, murderous good time. So we're going to be playing here as these vampiric beastmen with the awesome kind of stained glass armor. Let's jump right in, and actually this is mostly due to the fact they have a kind of surprise story realm. Even though I have been keeping up with the news the whole time, I did completely miss that we had new story realms arriving with the Thrones of Blood DLC, so we are going to be taking a look and seeing where the story takes us. New game.
Choose your destination.
That is going to be in Rued Dravania. We've got blood and courtship, and it's a 3-skull story realm. Let's see what's going on here. So we've got as an elder vampire. So in this story realm, you're actually only able to play as an elder vampire ruler. No other ruler types are allowed. Return to the rude origin realm of all vampire kind. Foiler Court, its 2 feuding arch-vampire guardians as you venture to uncover the mythical crypt of the deathless god and bring about the long-awaited reckoning of blood. In this realm, we're going to have the Sunless Highlands realm traits. We're going to have a lot more sunless snow and ice province features. Sunless is the new terrain type that is going to be all about spreading thorny and dark flora, dotted with crimson roses, which we in our goatmen are going to be able to benefit from. This is going to be a hilarious build. So I've created something kind of memey, but also that I think is honestly incredibly powerful. So we'll get to that in a moment. Sunless Realm is, like I said, the new terrain type, and cities annexing this province are going to suffer a -5 stability. Units will regenerate slower, have less hit points healed in combat, and then only units in cities that have the Heartless trait or are of an empire led by an elder vampire are immune to these effects. And there's some pretty nasty effects too. This almost doesn't completely counter, but is a very hard counter to what your kind of order factions are trying to do in their games, and even nature. There's all about healing, and that shuts it down almost completely. Excellent. The following provinces are going to be scarce here. We've got Ashlands, Chasm, and Lava, and then Sand is going to be completely absent, which we don't care about at all. We've got an explorative underground here. The underground in this realm is a labyrinth of tunnels and small caverns, filled with treasure, but not as suitable for settling. The underground's caverns are much smaller, but are more numerous. Additional pickups appear in the underground, additional Age of Wonders appear in the underground, and more underground provinces are covered in diggable earth. So we want to get a whole bunch of scouts out and running around in the underground and send our heroes down there every now and again to pick up those extra wonders. This realm is going to feature less civilization than others, so free cities will be rare. So this is not as good of a map if you're going to try to play anything that is featured around trying to form as many facets as you can. Unless you're creating cities and then releasing them yourself, which is slow going, but it is something you can do. Also, we have the final trait here, land. This realm consists of one large landmass without any large bodies of water. So we have one single landmass, and each empire shares that singular landmass. No water, everyone's brawling on the plains. Let's dive right on into Rued Dravania. We shall be playing on hard difficulty, of course.
Your journey.
And then there are 4 vampires you can choose from if you don't wish to build your own. You've got Umbira, this lovely lass with her dark culture. We've got Ursul Blackrose with his dark dwarfs. He has got the full setup of the Crimson Rose Knight armor, which I do like the helmet, but it is the part of the armor that I can leave off and be completely happy. Varnus Bathoris looks like he has been sniffing the glue in the back a little bit too much. The Bathories name trace their back to the ancient dominion of Rued Dravania, so they're all the way back. Well, they've fallen since then. These are goblins that ride on bats, which is hilarious. Then lastly here we have Guidni Gormaw, which is the only of our vampire lords that isn't a dark culture. He's leading some battle lions, and he's got this great big morning star, which that seems pretty fun. As for barbarians, they're a tome of the hordes. They become little axe-wielding vampires, and they like to eat people. Well, they've also got the Apex Predator trait, which is one of the brand new ones, which grants you a whole bunch of extra food for being evil, with a starting bonus if your units gain some rank. An interesting one we'll have to see about making use of later on. Today, though, we are not making use of it, or are we? Let's see what Bloodhorn has going on here. We are rolling with the Elder Vampire Bloodhorn. I love the combination of armor here. We got the green and gold inlay with our stained glass. And then all of our little wee goatmen, I've made them as short as possible. Biggest heads possible. They're gigantic outside their legs. They're little wee angry goatmen. Listen, I thought it was hilarious. Don't you worry about it. Alright, but let's get to discussing exactly how we've created our goatkin here. They've been changed ever so slightly, our beastmen. So we've got the trait Ferocious. They're good at fighting enemies up close and dealing 40% additional retaliation and opportunity attack damage. This is crazy strong once we start getting a bunch of enchantments and buffs on our units. We also have Overwhelm Tactics, so as long as we're standing next to another unit with Overwhelm Tactics, we have 20% additional critical hit chance. It stacks very nicely with our Dark trait bonuses we'll get to in just a moment. We got Herbivore, so we can consume flora, any kind of plant obstacle in the area, including those thorn bushes. You can eat them, gain temporary hit points, and a random positive stat effect, which is busted. We can only use this once per battle, but that's all you really need. Lastly, I've had to add a Flaw Coward, which is going to increase their morale loss, and their morale gain decreased by 25%. It just makes it so if you're in a battle of morale, you should normally lose. However, if we're turning all of our goats into heartless monsters, this shouldn't be that big a deal. Theoretically. We're playing as the Dark subculture. Cult of Death recently been reworked, and I think the Dark subculture, I guess the Dark culture in general, both of them are very well done now. This actually plays like something you want to do as opposed to rubbing sandpaper across your forehead aggressively. Both of these are very fun and play fairly differently. Cult of Death is who we are playing today. If you want to see the Cult of Tyranny, we do have a stream up for Neferata, and we've got a pretty good run going with that. But today, like I said, we are playing the Cult of Death. We are familiar with death, sacrifice is the norm, and a tool for their overlord to use. Units get power from friendly or hostile unit deaths, with power from death, which will grant us 1 Immortal Blessing, or 5 hit points and 2% critical hit chance until the end of battle, which is going to stack up to 10 times. So that's 50 hit points and 20% critical hit chance. You seeing where this is starting to get spooky? That's 40% critical hit chance as long as they're standing next to one of our allies and have those Mortal Blessing stacks all maxed out. Terrifying. We'll also be using Embalmed Sacrifices to build powerful city structures or cast Morbid Sacrifice and embalm heroes in our crypt by, I guess, turning them into Embalmed Sacrifices if they're in our crypt. So where your Cult of Tyranny Cult subculture is all about heroes that are trapped in your prison, Cult of Death is about those that have been slain or fallen and now are resting in your crypt. You turn them into a new kind of resource. Onward to our society traits, which we have the Ritual Cannibals. They believe both in the spiritual power of life and in the value of a good banquet when it falls. All of our units are going to gain the corpse eating ability, so on top of being able to eat plants, we could also eat corpses. However, this one doesn't have a one-time battle cooldown. You can use it every other turn, which is incredible. We have so many heals. A little bit of negative alignment, which is fine, but anytime we kill units, we're going to gain mana and food per tier of non-magic origin units, which is awesome. The other trait we have going right now is the Scions of Evil, which is going to be sharing a thirst for knowledge and power, thriving in their pursuit of evil. Cities are going to gain a 10 draft, and your empire gains 5 Imperium per level of evil alignment. So you can go up to your evil, so that is 15 Imperium and 30 draft bonus total. And then units are going to cost us less gold and a draft to recruit once we're at maximum evil alignment. We get to start also with an additional shock or shield unit, which is always very good. We've got these are just the most Igor looking goats. They're incredible. I love it. Our first tome is going to be the Tome of the Blood Rite, brand new tier 1 tome coming with the Thrones of the Blood DLC. We'll be performing forbidden and dangerous rites on our units to bleed our enemies and strengthen our allies. We will be damaging our own units to heal and damage, or heal our own and then damage the enemy. It's fantastic. So we've got Rite of the Bloodletting, as you can see, hurt our own to hurt the enemies. Rite of Life Leeching does the same, damage a friendly to grant our allies strength and lifesteal. Blood Drinking is going to grant us more damage and then more heals when hitting enemies that are bleeding. Sanguine Focus allows our magic attacks to deal more damage and have a chance to make enemies bleed. Flesh Carved Runes, we literally carve sigils into the flesh of our race, granting them more heals and the ability to ignore status resistance on bleeding enemies, which is awesome. So much bleed synergy. And then lastly, my favorite of this tome here, the Blood Cultist, a battle mage unit that bleeds and stuns their enemies and can empower themselves greatly for one turn before dying. And they can also drop down Blood Parasites, which are going to be horrifying maggots, which do count as animals, and I think are going to work very nicely with all of our horrifying goatkin. Lastly, we do have the Special Province Improvement. It grants us more draft for recruiting, and then every time we win a battle, we grant ourselves 10 mana, which is just a nice little bonus. We are in a hybrid elder vampire, which is no different from an elder. It just changes what the customization options are. Your elder vampire hybrid is more like your wizard king, where it can be kind of any race. Where elder vampire pureblood is either more humanoid or kind of mutant in a form. Doesn't change anything besides that.
Reveal.
Alright, it's a bit late and I've been up for over 24 hours now. We're gonna have a couple of cuts here if I start to get a bit rambly or I start making no sense. So where are we next? Oh yeah, we're at the appearance. So this is we got some really cool, actually, customization options for your vampires. More interesting ones, I think, for your elder, but you can get these kind of skin decorations here. Let's zoom back into our big boy's face. That's harder to see, but you can kind of get this different makeup going. There's the kind of Elysian astral effect. You got blood all over you. You can put the bit of red eye going. There's the goth makeup. Get your burn victims, the flesh carved runes, which is what we're gonna go for, and then a couple others which we really can't see. I guess this just makes you extra. Oh, carve those runes back into your flesh. We also have quite a few neat armor types, so we're gonna of course go for the blood-stained armor. There's quite a few choices here. You can become a very dapper vampire with a nice coat, this kind of culty monster that hides out in the middle of nowhere, or you can lure lads in with your 8-pack. You got choices, or you can be Castalton. We're gonna go back to being the Blood Rose Knight. Also, you've got kind of different options for your vampire lords. We're gonna go for the sword and shield. I realize the heavy Morning Star is probably the best. You know what, I'm switching. I do like how the sword and shield look the most with the stained glass effect. With what we've built, the heavy Morning Star, which is also fairly stained glass and filled with blood, looks like. I bet you can just kind of pour that above like one of those Gatorade pitchers, just in case you need the energy in the middle of a fight. Yes, the Morning Star is going to make us more of a, of course, more of a charge attacker. And the sword and whip is going to allow you to bleed enemies more effectively and be a kind of hybrid skirmish type unit, which this is a really good set of weapons here. Sword and shield, does this also bleed? Let's see. Likely not. Oh no, the vampire sword does indeed make people bleed. Vampire shield is nothing, and then we get a helmet. Now, does having Morningstar make lads bleed? Surely. Oh yes, 90% chance. That's what we like to see. Well, we're definitely going to be using good old Bloodhorn with this Morningstar instead. A little bit of a change up. Like I said, for the race, I've actually changed his body shape type to be that of the dwarfs. So they're just no leg length, everything else maxed out. It's hilarious. They also have the brand new rose-choked kind of skeleton horses, which are my absolute favorite mount type. These are fine, but they just look a little bit naked. It's the naked horses or the ones that are all decked out in armor and roses, which that's better 100% of the time. Finally, the Spirit Bears have a new replacement.
Your journey begins.
Indeed it does. There is only the eternal feast, and let's have at it.
Ages ago, in a time when the forces of elemental might roamed the cosmos, a prince betrayed his lover, and through this bloodshed was accursed. Thus arose a being of great power and allure, neither dead nor alive, who fed on the living and prospered in shadows. The first vampire. This vampire would spread his curse of power and damnation through his lethal kiss. Through this, he became the deathless god, a scourge who invaded and enthralled entire realms. And yet, after being born from betrayal, betrayal would be his downfall. For unrest rose from within. False love sealed the deathless god in a crypt, and the unrest that followed damned him and his entire realm to the world vault called Grexolis. As the first vampire was reduced to myth and legend, the vampires who remained were hunted down or fled into the shadows. But then, after ages of banishment, the realm of the undying first vampire emerged from Grexolis' oblivion. Few remembered the cruel, deathless god, but many vampires knew the myth of the blood reckoning, when the deathless god would awaken once more, and the age of vampires would begin. This is the story of the vampire who would bring forth this blood reckoning.
Alright, let it begin. A new ruler emerges. One of the Cult of Death. We've got the Rite of Life Leeching and the Death Waltz to start. So, we've got the Rite of Life Leeching being damage if friendly, our adjacent units get strength and lifesteal, which is pretty dang nice. And then the other one is unit regains their entire turn and health. Gains Resurgence, so it comes back at the end of the turn or at the end of the battle if you win, even if it dies. And then gains Doom, so it dies at the end of this turn. To get one more turn with maybe a unit that is already on the way out. Very good spell. Crypt of the Deathless God before you spans the sunless realm of myth and legend. Older than the oldest memories of even most Godier. Here, the pure blood lineage long ago began and reached its historic zenith. In those bygone days, vampire kind ruled a blood-hungry dominion that terrorized the Astral Sea. Back then, all purebloods were united under a eternal emperor, now only remembered as the Deathless God. Whether through hubris or betrayal, this dominion of terror ultimately crumbled and was banished into Grexolis for reasons long ago forgotten. It really has nothing to do with the beating heart of this world tree here. None have since entered ruined Dervania, until now. As the destined night dawns at the distant howling of wolves, you are left to reflect upon the reason why you have come here. Betrayal, hubris. Oh, we get bats right off the bat? Pun intended. Bloodhorn drops. We lose health when we level up. Ooh, that seems pretty good. Who cares about the past? I have the hunger for blood. Over, we're gonna go ahead and grab an extra unit. Deathless God, first of all vampires, was long ago laid to rest upon this realm. He awaits the coming of one who shall instigate a reckoning of blood. Hated or beloved, the Deathless God is an enigma venerated by secretive blood cults throughout the ages. They long ago preached the coming of an event so named the Blood Reckoning, the time when ruined Dervania returns from banishment, and the hallowed blood of the Deathless God will either be spilled, or once again reinstated to even greater glory. His crypt is said to lie beneath the blood-soaked mound of a shattered heart. Find it, for the one who unseals it shall decide the future fate of all vampire kind. The goats shall rule. A reckoning is at hand. Yeah, we're just gonna take whatever path leads us to the most glory and power. That's all that Bloodhorn cares about. So our army is going to begin with good old Bloodhorn himself, of course, who is an elder vampire, and as such has his own unique little skill section here. So the vampires, and I will warn you in advance, my UI is still broken, so whenever we look at skills, it'll do this. How exciting. There is a slight way around it, just not inside the skill tree here, so I'm going to have to kind of hover things, and you'll have to just unfortunately deal with the flashing for now. I've done all sorts of things to try to fix it. None have worked so far, so I'm going to continue to try, but I have no promises as to if it'll work. Your vampires will begin with a blood-draining spell of some kind. Skill, rather. Be that a bite if they're a warrior unit, so they'll run up and bite someone right in the neck, or they can pull blood from their body like a horrifying, more powerful version of the bloodbenders from Avatar. It's fantastic. From there, you can choose to turn your bite into a staggering one that is more like a charge attack. All of your blood drain abilities have a chance of stunning enemies. mind controlling them, taking them onto your side instead of stunning them, or dominating them, which lasts until the end of combat, and you can steal them for usually a mana cost afterwards. The other tree here is Deep Hunger, that is going to make your blood drain on a faster cooldown, or you can choose to allow it to ignore defense and resistance from any unit suffering from bleeding or blood parasite, which is busted strong. Well, you have 15 defense, not anymore, you don't. Next down that path is Mist Away, so it's similar to your kind of Slip Away, except for I think you get to teleport. I don't know if it's actually any different at all, just has a different name. So whenever you get hit to 0 hit points, instead of dying, you teleport 3 hexes away and heal some hit points. Works once a battle. It's very good for survivability. Lastly, you get Vampiric Flight, so when not mounted, you gain flying movement, fast movement, and then 20% evasion against any kind of physical ranged and magic attacks, because you're much smaller now. If you go down the other path, you have access to Drain Familiar, which none of these are locked, and chosen. Basically, none of these are exclusive except for these first 2 abilities, and then this middle one here, where you either choose Deep Hunger or Sanguine Extraction. Drain Familiar is going to have you deal 20 damage to one of your friendly units, heal for 20 hit points, and gain some Strengthened. Drain Familiar will also now grant your targeted unit more Strengthened, so they will deal damage for losing that health. And then lastly, it will give them Regeneration, so even though they will lose health, they will heal it back over time, and also the heal for your own vampire is increased to 30. Lastly there, you can get extra range on Siphon Blood, which is always very good. We have new signature skills as well, which we will show off as we unlock them. Is there anything new here? Yes, the Dark Warrior has been renamed to the Immortal. I think we've discussed a couple times here, and has had a slight rework where it now has Expendable, where if it dies, no one is going to care morale-wise, and then as long as you win, it'll come back with 10% of its hit points, but no movement points, so it's locked in place. You kind of want to send these guys in solo to battles if you can, that way if they die, it really doesn't matter. As long as you win, they come back, which is honestly an insanely good change for them. The other first unit we have here is the Pursuer. It's the beefiest archers you've ever seen. They've lost their ability to weaken enemies, but they can teleport 3 hexes once per battle, and then if you get a kill, it can recharge, allowing them to reposition very nicely to get kills quite a bit easier. It's a very nice kind of cycle. They also get this Doom Bat, which we got to see in our stream today. I think this is the very first of their Swarm units, and it looks amazing. Oh, I hope to see more Swarm units in the future. They might have others, but I'm pretty sure this is the first one. It looks proper hectic. You got 3 kind of batches of them, so it is still going to count as like a 3-stack unit. So like, yeah, like I'm saying here is model-wise. I don't know exactly how many models you guys have. It's like 5. But see, that Swarm is having 3 models total, even though it is a Swarm, from what it looks like here. Or it may just have 2 models. We'll have to see on the actual battle map. They have a melee strike, which is going to deal 12 damage and have a chance of causing bleeding and steal health. Very solid. Do they level up and get any better? Please? No, they don't. They just become stronger swarms of bats. Fair enough, fair enough. Actually, are these undead at all? So they do count as undead. Harder to hit with ranged attacks. Flying, of course. Fighter unit, and then they're an animal. Okay, good to know. They're an animal. I was going to say, this is going to be our first target. This is going to be a nasty battle. 3 of these new blood mages. Oh, they look so cool as the wolves. Look at this awful smile. Alright, so they've got the hemorrhage bolts. We can actually look over here. Which deals 12 damage, escalating by 10% per bleeding stack. Which is crazy sounding. The other ability is a full action use bomb for 6 hexes away, which is actually a really good amount of range. Deals 20 damage and afflicts them with blood parasite. They take damage each turn, and then on death spawn a blood maggot parasite, which is a whole animal unit, which is going to deal not great damage, but it eats corpses to gain strengthened, and then it is going to bloat up and explode on death, which is going to, of course, deal damage, and then have a chance of giving enemies blood parasite for 3 turns. Spread the parasites. Yeah, I guess they also have the Dagger of the Right ability, which looks really, really cool. They stab themselves in the chest, and then deal 60% bonus damage, gain Resurgence, so even though they're about to die at the end of the turn, as long as you win, they come back with 50% of their hit points, which is pretty dang decent. All of the kind of sacrificial units are very fun and a very new way to play. We have our own blood cultists here. We're going to go ahead and grab the flesh-carved runes, though. Carve our goats on up. Then I'm going to go ahead and send the bats on away to fight. Want to be able to hit as many of these in one turn as possible. And these look very easy for us. Might be too far. That's the bats. Whoops. I guess it works out in the end. We can send the scout up this way. Everyone's fighting. Since it is the first battle, and especially because it's these blood cultists, let's fight it ourselves, but I'm curious. Auto-resolve doesn't handle that too poorly. I think it's just because of how brutal our vampire is. Let's jump in. When right away we get to see some of the new sunless terrain overlays on the previous maps, which I actually think they have more of these than there are of the gloom terrain maps, which is incredible. Look at the blood rivers, and the blood actually is flowing from the ground. It's like it's being drawn into the trees. Really cool. I don't think there's any of the new obstacles here. Oh yeah, we've got the banshee pods over here. These things you can detonate, and it'll do a banshee wail in 2x radius, which damage and suffered weakened and lose morale. It's really, really good if you get enemies pumped up around them. I don't see any of the blood roses, though. They start expanding very quickly. Alright, Bloodhorn. Let's draw these clowns in. We're gonna go first go over here and eat these trees because we can. Nom 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 nom. We gain rally. Sweet. How far can you move? Yeah, come on over here and do something to Bloodhorn, we dare you. We're gonna eat these trees. We're not gonna use it necessarily for the hit points, it's more for the singular random buff you gain. We need to make sure we don't move up into that range. That is a nasty attack. We've got Overwhelm Tactics available. We are going to use the Scout kind of as a trap there. We'll send the bats around. Oh, there's the roses. Perfect. These are your, what are they called? Rose vines. They're sharp, so they're going to make you bleed, of course, and then they are going to creep each turn into an adjacent hex, allowing us, as these horrifying goat people, to eat wherever we wish. We're going to have no shortage of extra snacks. Why? Oh, morale. I was like, why do we gain morale? Staying just out of range, are we? I see. Well, that's a problem. Wow, these blood cultists are crazy. And there's nothing we can do about that either. We can't get in close enough. Alright, step back a hex. And we'll go ahead and we have to draw them in without getting hit by that Scarlet Plague. No problem. They can definitely hit us twice. As long as it's not with the Plague, we're happy. Come back to here. Let's have the archers circle around a little bit further. Prefer they go after our scout, but we'll see. This feels a little bit cowardly, but we've got to draw these guys in. I don't want to turn any of our units into maggots. Good, we'd love to see the miss. That's not going to feel great. Alright, we'll slow things down to kind of see some of these new animations if we can. Yeah, come right across the bridge. And clobber them. Oh, the big mace drop, and you're bleeding now. Good luck. Good luck surviving that one, clowns. Arrows away. There's a crit. And a takedown. Mortal Blessing triggering, so now everyone has more health and more critical hit chance. And now we can draw these things in. Oh no, we don't even need to. Keep those overwhelm tactics going. Do we eat the trees these bats are hiding in? Oh no, because we're not in a, Oh well. Big damage. And then the melee strike there from the bats. I'm tempted to give the bats the resurgence ability and let them go take out one of these other guys here. Yeah, go for it. They're hiding in the gutters. One graze and another just normal hit. That seems fine. We could give the bats another attack, but no, it's not. They can't deal enough damage to kill anything. Tries to run. Oh, stabs himself in the chest. They are murderous wolves. That did some pretty good damage. They just die from the dagger to the right. Weird. Not the move I would have made, but you do you, sir. We'll snack on these. Useless fallen. And then, should we show off what the bite attack does? That's 30 damage as opposed to 31. Now it's 27. Either way, we'll show off the bite. He's a hungry goat. Take that man's skull clean off. Send the immortals in to finish the day then. And they're cutting people at like their knees because of how short they are. 1818 and blood metal. We need the food to further empower our thralls. The lightning power cleaver. I don't care. As you travel through ruined Dravanya, a faint scent catches your attention. It smells of fire and roses and passion. Your attention shifts to the strange scent, and as you focus, you start hearing a voice. A faint whisper on the wind. I don't know, what is his voice going to sound like? Vampire, my prince, find me. Where we fought, where we fell, where my blood touched your lips. Find me. The voice whispers, the scent almost irresistible. Return to me, my prince. Alright, well, we gain some knowledge. Oh, once we follow the scent. Sure, that doesn't sound dangerous at all. They're handing out candy over here. Let's do it. Guess before we do leave, though, we can go fight these maggots here. Onward, bats, onward. How do you all do it in auto? You get my... No, we can't get our scout killed. They've got to go figure out what's going on over there with that heart. Ah, the Sunless Mana Node. See, now this is an awesome bit of contrast. Your stark white, your blue, and your red. It's the America lands. No, I think we want to fight them down here. Bring these clowns on round. We can snack on this floor before we leave. You're grabbing some bolster resistance for 3 turns. That seems pretty good. In fact, we could split their attentions. Yum yum, eat them up. Fortune. How much additional critical hit chance? So we're up to 30% already. You'll love to see it. Take as much ground as we can. And draw these clowns forward. We can speed up combat this time because we've already seen our animations at least once. This is mostly just a culture we've already seen outside of the vampire. So anytime we see their attacks, we'll slow things down. All 3 of them going up top. Let's allow them to move in and get retaliated upon. I see no reason to give them any good attacks there. We'll just bring this bat forward to act as a guard. That charge strike's gonna shut us down. As long as they can't reach us with one. see great things. Alright, then we pass. 23 damage comes back. Yeah, and that's the power of Ferocious. You hit us? No. Definitely not. Oh, they've got a lot of guys over here on this side. Our archers are in trouble. It is 16 damage. Doesn't quite kill. Retaliation on them is nasty. They hit us kind of heal back though, so it's not as bad as it could be. All things considered. And death. Drop the maze, killing 3 spiders at once. And that's Mortal Blessing. Go for it. They're pretty much gone. See what kind of retaliations they can actually get going. And that hurts. We can heal it pretty effectively just by staying in our territory, though. Death by Scout? That's so embarrassing. You should feel bad. There's the mace drop. All the way around and go for the big 31. And you can even use this to teleport away. Eat a corpse, still using none of your action attack points, and then death. How cool is that? How cool is that? Like Wizard, it's really not. You can be silent with that evil talk. Turn around and take 23 damage back. Uppercutted straight into the atmosphere. Yeah, no units were gonna die from that. Were you crazy? Alright, Scout, you get on your way then. You have served your kingdom well. Send the bat in from here. The bat is such a good unit. Let's see if we can quickly recruit anyone for free, and then we can start leveling them up. And by for free, I mean in one turn, or immediately. Snag a forester here. And we'll pick up the library first. We also have these desecration chambers, which every turn one province within or adjacent to the domain alters to sunless terrain. Everything around here is sunless for now, so we'll pick this up later on. This is one where another Outrider would be nice. Let's go ahead and pick up a secondary Immortal, because if they die, they come back, and that's just it's so useful for auto resolve. Oh, hang on, before we've got Meeting Vigilant. Ah, it's more of our we evil goat people. Baroness Tyanea unfound. Salutations, Elder Goat Bloodhorn. Your reputation precedes you. Yes, I don't care. Give her one of our Whispering Stones. Enjoy your freedom for now. We'll deal with you soon. I'm thinking our very first call here is going for Stunning Drain. Has a 60% chance of inflicting a stun whenever we bite someone, which is insanely potent. I'm sorry, do you want to take your turn? Too bad. A risky battle, really. That's no problem. 18 food, 18 mana. We are cooking along towards the next population. That is a library produced, too. So now onward towards the storehouse. After this, we have no money. Turn towards the southern port of Blood Meadow, and that's a very, very good first turn. Then Bat, you can head on back towards to assist as well. We definitely want you to level up as quickly as we can. And that's our turn. I mean, we could go ahead and give them our Whispering Stone, but I think we're going to be at war with them pretty soon, so let's just go ahead and give the Whispering Stone to our own culture. Alright, our turn. Let's go ahead and pick up this creature cage. Please be a bat. It's a dread spider, which works for me. Get on over there to join. Well, I guess I didn't say exactly what his ambition was, too. Bloodborne is going to be a shepherd. So we're going to try to lean aggressively into all the kind of beasties we get with the vampire lord here through some of our buildings. So whenever we win a combat with only animal, plants, and elementals on our side, we'll gain some renown and a druid. So while army leader, all animal, plant, and elementals have 20 more hit points, which is a lot, and then 20% base upkeep reduction, which is, again, we're going to, for lack of a better word, it's a lot. And then with all the mortal blessings our animals will be getting, their health is going to be just insane. And that's the idea. So we don't even really have to leave Blood Meadow. I guess we kind of do. Here, let's have you come down only as far as need be. Then we can send in, if I can get around our icon here, send in the lads. This is another one of the new units. It's a Vargeist, but one with a pretty murderous range attack if you've seen our stream today. And if you haven't, go take a look. They have an attack called the Echoing Shriek. If I can see it on this side, that's going to be way better yet. So you deal 10 damage, which is a little bit less than normal. It's also got less range than normal too. But you are going to sustain damage, of course, and then lose 2 morale each hit. And then there's an Echo, which is going to give you a 50% chance of dealing more damage and morale. Actually, it seems like separately, so that morale and physical damage is both calculated separately. I don't know if it's meant to, but it definitely is. These things are nasty if you're suffering for any kind of morale penalties, or have other morale drops in your kind of build. No, don't kill my Doombat. I need him. We have named the Doombat Barry. Barry the Battle Bat. Yeah, but these Vargeists are going to be part of our build as well, and they're going to be awesome. Ooh, I'm not a big fan of what we're fighting here, though. Let's go ahead and pick up some snackages from these plants. And we'll just hide in this center one. No one can see me. You hide here. Just stick to the trees. Stick to the cairns. Anywhere else we can hide? Yeah, more or less, but that seems like a waste. We'll snack on these and try to get over to this bush. Bolster resistance, which none of our enemies are dealing magical damage. Well, that's as good as it gets. What say you, demons? Alright, fair enough. Hey, stop it. Glad to see both of those miss. Can't quite get up to reach these bats, which is unfortunate. We can reach them, though. So let's move in and go for the bite to try to stun. That's what we'd like to see. And then we can move in. We can't eat this floor because there's an archer in it. Alright, archer, you teleport to here. You eat these trees. It removes the poison. But of course it does. We'll have you move to here. Go for the triple shot. Then you move in and almost kill. Alright, well that's an incredible first turn here. I mean, that's not bad for flanks, and if you kill him, they just return from the dead. Big chop. We'll give the final blow to our lord here. Pass out that mortal blessing, bring the bats in. No one suspects the bats from the bleachers with the chair. And a good bit of damage, but then the draconic rage is active. We'll snack on. You thought you dealt damage to me? Wrong. Alright, well that's gonna hurt. Bit of a gamble, and it was not a good one. Well, we can sit in Boss Hog and finish this beast. The Blood Goat. More food and mana in the Blood Meadow, and we gain some reinforced plate, making our lad even tankier. 3 defense equals 27% physical resistance. Our next skill point is going to go into... Like, are we just going to end up with a similar build to what we have for Neferata? I think so. Because honestly, stealing units is amazing. It's a huge tempo swing. Alright, Bats, you're healing just fine outside of our domain. I think we're going to avoid that. It's just mana. We don't care about that right now. We're going to go ahead and knock out this food pickup. And then come over here to take out Droxpur in this big brigand camp. We've got a wonder down here. One of the new wonders introduced with this DLC. It's kind of like a rose-choked manor. It looks amazing. This is the new landmark, which apparently we can't see just yet, but soon. Yum. Is that everything we could do for this turn? Yeah, fair enough. We pass. Alright, day 3 dawns. Blood Meadow can annex another province? Let's see which one we want here. We have lots of choices. Mana, it will be important, but it's not yet. The goal is nice. We're going to go ahead and go for the additional iron, though. We'll go for a farm over here. I tend to go for Forester, then farm, then quarry, then whatever else you need. Just gives you all the boost you want nice and early. So we're going to go ahead and pick up the structure there, and then go for the vendor. Draft production? Yep. Really boost up our production. Mortal comes in at half the cost as when we recruited them initially. I think we don't want that. That's too much gold to spend. But there's the Shattered Rosewood of the Indalian, which is the new landmark. Look at this thing. You can hear it beating if you get closer. That's insane. Well, what does this thing even do? Food and mana for each province adjacent, and a farm in this province grants 5 knowledge additional income because I guess you're harvesting it from the people. And then a city with 3 provinces adjacent grants the Sunless Terraforming effect. Or it loses Gloom. And then the city's empire gains Parasitic Contamination combat enchantment. Every turn, all units with bleeding have a chance of suffering blood parasite. Wow. Well, it'll depend on how expensive that is. Sounds busted, though. Alright, Spider, on your way. I do kind of want to send you down here to put an outpost down, but we don't know what's down here yet, so it's not a good idea. Not a good idea. We've got some underground over here. Good for us to get a scout over there. And then there's some Mastral Dew. Another good pickup. Alright. Beautiful. We pass. Day 4 is upon us. Let's go ahead and send you straight into the Shattered Rosewood. Fire and Roses Aftermath. You found the source of the alluring call you heard before. The scent of roses and ashes grows even stronger. Not long after, a faint figure appears before you. This is a lady. Whoops. My prince. She pauses. You were not my pale prince, but you carry his curse. My curse, she wails. It's a very quiet wail. Oh, Orvatog. Orvatog. When pause this, you'd like to learn the lore of this vampire. But the very first paragraph basically just reads, to some he's the divine progenitor who sired perfection into his existence through the pure blood archvampires. which are like your kind of named council that you see in all the anime. While to others, he is but a mythological monster who once terrorized the astral sea in a bygone age. Yet to one alone he shall be ever remembered as the gallant pale prince of roses. Oh, he's the very first vampire. Fair enough. What have I done? She turns to you and gestures to the shattered rosewood of the Indalion. This is where we fought. This is where I cursed him. Where we betrayed each other. The ghost sighed. The scent of roses almost overwhelms you. How beautiful we were. How passionate our love. Apparently, except for the daggers you were hiding. Bloodhorn receives some knowledge. Should we get some flesh-carved runes? Immediately finished. Tell me more. The ghost continues. I was a witch, blessed by chaos. He was a prince, favored by shadow. My prince, he grew roses of glass. Such beautiful roses. We fell in love, and I gave him everything. And yet he would not. He spared no rose for me. Why would he keep them from me? Our love turned to ash, and so I decided to take what he would not give. I betrayed him, Those beautiful roses turned to blood glass. Forever out of my reach. She wails again, lost in agony. Why did he keep the roses from me? Why? Why? Fair enough. We're gonna go seek out the blood glass, a new magical material. In our item forge, it'll grant us blood magic. Ooh, spooky. Summoning the undead, the torment effect, which is new, and counters grace, which is all I need to hear. Whenever this unit uses an ability, it sustains frost damage, loses morale, and then loses a stack. Stacks up to 5 times. That is brutal. We also get the blood parasite effect, both of which I adore. Then as for our unique global effects, our units are going to heal faster on the world map. Nothing but good here. I will claim the blood glass for you. And send our scout further afield. Oh, it's all the way over. It's all the way over here. Oh no, wait, this is the crypt, and this is the blood glass, maybe? I'm glad to see it so close. Holy, a war breed. Look at this guy. Flesh carved runes and the gift of the old blood. Life drinker. When an adjacent unit dies, it gains strengthened and heals. Natural regeneration. Yeah, this is a nasty bit of work. Let's level up a smidgen more before we fight all this bleed effect and a scald. I thought I deployed the bat nearby. Oh no, they're way up here. But of course. Well, we have to at least move to the farm. And then everyone else will join as well. So Immortal, you on up. And a Spider, you too. Bring in the bats. Oh, you know what? This is one we could pretty easily win with just our animals. And then immediately get that renown done. Minor race transformation. Flesh carved runes allow us to heal even faster. And then our attacks and debuff abilities are going to ignore status resist per stack of bleeding. Yes, please. Blood drinking blades is next. Or we get Mark of the Death Cult. Let's go Mark of the Death Cult. Make sure everyone gets those mortal blessings. And animals. Battle. And nice and easy. Oh, we lose our Doom Bat. As if. All I have to do is turn the matriarch. This big piggy here. Oh, we got real unlucky. Apparently we're in the sun. Unlucky or not very strategic. We'll let you pick. Let's move this way. Try to grab this matriarch. Whenever an allied unit dies, this unit gains 1 strengthened. Plus, if we can turn the pig, the others will go down pretty quickly. Alright, here's our chance. 44% chance of mind control. It's really not much. And that's kind of a concern. We could go for the smaller pigs, but then we're going to be... I mean, we could absorb one of those. So let's go for the smaller pig. First, we will snack on these trees. Yum yum, eat them up. The whole forest, why not? Mind control these battle pigs. Oh no, they resisted it. Well, that's all kinds of bad. We're gonna go into defense mode instead. Then bring the bats up for a flanking strike. 15 damage there, and then a 29. No, we're gonna bring them to here. Oh, they can still reach us. Everything about this is the worst. Now Sledge is the way. We do get to heal a little bit, so that might be enough to keep them alive. Heavy emphasis on might. Piggies. 29 damage. Scorched Dusk. 15. I mean, that's not that big a deal. What a cool effect that the candles light too. Yeah, so we'll allow Bloodhorn to take a bit of damage for the greater good here. I actually think we're in a heap of trouble because I didn't manage to steal this unit. Should I go back and restart this battle? Probably. Are we going to? No, we're not. Go for it. Down with those pigs. It gives us room to a bit of a snack. I think we leave the matriarch here and we go for killing all the baby pigs. Bonk. There go 4 of them in one swing. You just go back into defense mode. And hope. No, my bats! Well, no matter what, we were gonna lose a unit here. In fact, we might end up losing more. Yeah, we'll just take the damage. Realize we can charge to deal quite a bit. They're now gone. They're definitely gonna eat some of their further units there. Morale's low, so hopefully we get a nice graze. Battle of the Corpse Eaters. Big swing, and then we get 33 damage. 1 stack of poisoned. You try to run, you're doomed. We lost the bats, but I'd say that's a completely acceptable loss because these units can at least evolve into something stronger. The bats were never going to evolve. But that gives us 100 renown and the druid ability, so all of our units that are animals will now have more health and less upkeep. Oh, also, yeah, our almost forgot. Our elder vampires have their very own governor abilities, so while governor, the governed city gains these benefits based on the renown level. So for level 1, we get population grants us food, draft of knowledge. Actually an amazing tier 1. Tier 2, acquiring new population and thralls. Requires less food. Each mine will grant us Imperium. And then units are going to cost us less gold, draft, and souls to recruit. All of these are very strong. Oh, thank you. We're just going to go ahead and have the spider turn around and go grab the food there. Everyone else come back to heal. And then I think our goal is to go after the brigand camp over here. And get these flesh-carved runes active. Lastly, here we'll go ahead and get ourselves an additional outrider to go grab some more drops out on the map. And we will... yeah, we'll go ahead and pass. Day 5 is upon us. We'll go ahead and send the spiders up to grab this food cart. Alright, nothing really further afield, which is fine. But we'll head over here to knock out this brigand camp. More population means we can go ahead and pick up I'd say a mine down here, but we're going to go ahead and grab... yeah, we'll go ahead and grab a mine here. We can get quarries everywhere else, no problem. Reproduction here, and we'll go ahead and pick up the desecration chambers now, since we are starting to expand into territory that is outside of that sunless domain. Really, our growth has gotten incredible. One population a turn. I'm here for that. All right, Spider, you can back over. We'll need your help to take out Draxper. Now we'll keep exploring down to figure out where that crypt is. Day 6. Go ahead and march on this camp here then. Oh, they are starting to actually move around. Thankfully, they'll stay inside here. It's patrolling its own domains. It won't come out to attack us, even though it looks like they should. It'd be nasty if they decided to. Can't lie. You go ahead and move in this direction. 150 knowledge per hero defeated is always good, but we'll grab that once we get closer to getting into a war with Draxper. Come on back to join us there, Murder Spider, and then we'll pick up a Wari over here. Two options for research posts. Hard to pass up. Let's go research post up here, and we'll grab the blood glass after, since we don't have the lads cleared. There's no reason to pick it up. Sewer. Keep on moving. So we actually have to explore that one. And fair enough. We'll put you on your merry way then. It's just a bronze crypt. It's a pretty easy one for us to do. So we'll clear the camp, kill Draxper, then move our way down there. Alright, I like the direction things are going. Foolish independence, you have now doomed your camp. Which we love to see. Flesh-carved runes are ready to go, so the hungry horned ones now transform, becoming abominations. And so like the ones that you see in our Lord, except for they're a little bit more imbued with Eldritch energy. I do believe he takes on that effect too, where they change a little bit. Oh, you know what? You don't gain those. Fair enough. Let's butcher this camp. They've got a spell shield, a halberdier, just a bunch of industrial units, which are weak. Weak to what we are bringing. Oh, their camp has already been overtaken by the sun. Look at this. So we're going to try to reposition to fight over here in these Banshee pods. They've got somebody on their side, but these are pretty decently positioned. Get moving. That's all our units. We might not be able to get them to reposition, but we'll still try. It's kind of working. Bring our lord on over. Archer, let's have you come back to here, then you can snack on... No, I lied. You move to here and snack on this forest. Yum, yum, yum up. Nice, since you can reach, we'll have to bring and leave you back.
Huh?
Oh, well, that's not good. Bad positioning on my part, I guess. Now, they're definitely about to avoid those Banshee pods. We tried. And we failed. A shot away.
Yeah.
15 damage. There's the Resistance Thunder, and everyone else can't get into combat yet. Unfortunately, though, neither can most of mine, because of my own poor positioning. You can at least reach, so we're going to go ahead and try to Draining Bite. Steal the Spell Shield. Have them go for the stun attack. And it managed to work. You guys eat these trees. Then I guess since we don't really want to deal with the Banshee pods exploding, let's go ahead and move up and snack on them. Oh, it does detonate them. That's cool to know. That Immortal's now in grave danger. Now let's run back here, snack on this. Gain some regeneration, and we'll head on around. Oh, can we use Death Waltz on our own? We could. Mind control for 3. So when the mind control starts to wear off, we could then give them the Death Waltz to give them another turn, and they die after that too. Okay, ouch. Uncool there, Arbalists. Let's force them to move for sure. Almost down. Oh, there we go. Extra critical hit chance. Go for it. Not quite this time.
Alright.
Flanking, does it actually cancel the retaliation? No, I don't think it does. That's too bad. The archers reposition. Yeah, they're just harder to hit regardless. That's fine. Blast in. Anti-enemy Flora.
Yeah.
Let's have you chop through these halberdiers a bit.
Yeah.
And then we give you the Death Waltz because it's hilarious. Up to full health. And you're doomed now.
Yeah.
Proper brawl. And then we'll have our Lord and Savior here fall back and go snack on some... Well, not all the way then. Fall back to here and snack on some trees. Delicious. They detonate, and that looked awesome. 50 damage. If we can get some additional retaliations going too, those bonus 40% damage hits are gonna start feeling real scary. Overwhelm tactics. No crit this time. No crit this time. Just launch the arrows in. And that's that. The industrious spiders and ants fall. Granting us a reinforced crown. Take it. 3 additional defense? Yes, please. So from 3 up to 6. Almost a 50% physical damage resistance there. What else did that have going? Oh, immunity to flanking. You'll love to see it. Mind controlled. Steal health from our allies. Oh, and we have our first signature skill too. Yes, please. So, of our choices, we have Hemomancer, which we don't get to see what that does at all. And we have Blood Recovery, where whenever we kill the unit, we are going to heal even further. Night Sworn grants us a Doom Bat, which we're definitely going to go for. Dreadful is incredible, gives us Tyrant. Attacks cause morale loss, a double for single shots, and then you have the ability to drain morale even further. Lastly, Desecrator lets us summon a zombie. We're not really for zombies, we're more for animals. We're going to go Night Sworn. Frost Strikes or Pack Leader. Let's go Pack Leader. All animals are even cheaper, have more defense and resistance, and Flanker. Yes, please. And then we'll go ahead and pick up the Sanguine Extraction, so if you're bleeding, it's going to ignore all of your defenses. This bite is from Chuck Norris. Now the Dreadspire is building in now, and we're healing enough in this sunless terrain that if these guys want to turn around and brawl, we can easily do that. I'd like to get closer to the spider, but if that's not a thing we can do, then so be it. Move up this way to pick up this watchtower, and then we'll probably set them to exploring on their own. Now mind spending 22 gold on another pursuer, and then we'll grab ourselves an additional immortal. Oh, hello there. There was a leader the whole time? It makes things a little more spooky. These Arbalists are doing so much damage. Where's that coming from? Just 20 damage in general? Sure. Well, we've got work to do. You've got some work to do. Well, hopefully she has those spells she can actually cast. Ciphers of Dissonance. Man, we'll see. They always seem to have the perfect stuff, too. Alright, let's go ahead and fall back. We have so many heals we can pick up from all the different plants around here. We can actually probably want to eat the rose bushes, too. So those don't expand. And you thought we were down? No, we've got plenty of health. And some more good fortune. Now's when we find out they have spells. Have you set up here? Bat Swarm. Sustains damage and has a chance of becoming blind. Fair enough. And the trees are hurting all of us here. Let's go ahead and have the bats move up. Or we can kind of catch them all in place. We'll snack onto these trees. That way they have nowhere to hide. They'll be running up into this clearing. Then we'll have the archers teleport where they're needed. Alright, this is good. We'll pass from here. Bolster defense. Oh, the Root of Retaliation. 7 damage came back. 15 damage there. This is nasty. You've already used your ability to heal. Well, yikes. I'm gonna send the Bat Swarm around to bother these Arbalists. Use our archers here from way downtown. Blast the Banshee Pods. At least drop that strengthened. send our glorious leader in to try to mind control them, which I'm definitely going to do. Too strong to not try. Don't like being locked in here. Not one bit. Power up a bit. Yeah, they get hit twice. It is brutal. Just go into defense mode then. Force them to attack you. Still gonna be 3 hits. Really, we got a fumble already. Thank goodness for the healing. Ash putting in some good work. Very glad we have him. Alright, Archer, is there really anything you can do? It's only gonna be a 50% chance to hit. 90% here, but it's not a flank. We do still get the overwhelming tactics, so let's go ahead and blast in. Are they going to kill this thing this turn? No. That's all I need to see. Oh, I didn't realize they're stuck. That's move up. But they have to move all the way over here if we want to get these other units out of position. Go for the bat swarm. What blinds everyone around them? Well, it tries its best to. These guys are blind now. Move on up. Go for a shield bash to try to... Is this going to stun? No, it just hits. It's an AoE. Gives a shield wall. Yeah, we might as well go for the bite here and then get the kill with our Lord. Boosting his health by 20. Or I guess by 10 total. We have to move all the way around to snack on the corpse. We're working on it. We're working on it. We get him for one more turn after this. Yep. So we... Let's go ahead and just drop this down. Power them up for next turn. That's gonna hurt. Thank goodness for that heal. 10 heal is going a long ways. Allowing us to really grind with them. 25. If we didn't get this mind control, I think we would have definitely lost this battle. And knock them out. Oh, I've used all of... We can't use Death Waltz. That's too bad. And we'll just, like I said, grind these guys down one at a time then. Big smash. Morale for our enemy is in the gutter. Although, we're having to move our guys all the way around, which is... so many kinds of unfortunate. They're going to go back to the enemy next turn, so let's go for a... charge attack here. The dissonance really isn't a problem. Eat this flora. Yum yum. And then go for the blast in here. We win the long game here. These guys, I think, are going to switch teams. Really, they're still on the other side. Or they're still on my side, rather. Going after my bats. Yeah, let's go ahead and snack on this corpse, thank you. As much damage as we can get in there. Charge blocked by terrain, that's entirely fine. It does still take them down in health low enough where even if they get a strike on us, these bats can still overwhelm them. Sorry, little baby Cyrons, not today. I'm real surprised it's not a kill. Really? Yeah, go for it. Guess that teleport back. Then you are just going to continue defending. More dissonance applied. Yeah, run on in, go for the bat swarm. I bet if we had someone next to, we could have gotten a kill there, no problem. Mortal blessings up. A big 28, and then another big 28. We're all real impressed. Down they fall. And we lose. Look at that, nobody. Gain 42 food and mana. And a crown of the Starblades. Don't mind if I do. Like, that definitely should have been enough food to grant us another province. That is for sure. We're gonna go ahead and pick up the research post here on the blood class. Rite of bloodletting. No, I think I would rather have the blood cultist here. The ruins of Olgira the Spellbinder have been collected, and we're going to immediately turn her into an embalmed sacrifice. Thank you kindly. As soon as we get up to tier 2, we can actually start... Oh, we already are. We can start building in the mausoleum, which costs those sacrifices to actually build. 10 knowledge, then 3 knowledge per adjacent conduit. We do want the blood altar pretty quickly, too. Let's go ahead and take the time to pick up our vampiric castle, which is our replacement for the wizard tower. Grants us the Imperium and vision range, rather still. This will unlock us thralls in the city produced like population. We'll also gain the clairvoyance ritual, which we can use our thralls to reveal an infestation or ancient wonder. And then if souls are unlocked, we get this soul drain ritual and the thrall effigy. So you can basically trade thralls for souls and vice versa. That'll also unlock our other vampiric buildings, which will show off as soon as we can actually build them. For now, though, onward to claiming Droxpur. Should be no problem. And we still are in the right domain, correct? Yes, indeed. Here's another free city for us to go butcher and turn into mummies to smear on our buildings. Let's go marks the death cult here. And we pass. Day 9 is upon us. Mark of the death cult is as well. Which gives them the old Dia de los Muertos color scheme. And then what does Droxpur have hidden in here? A bunch of polearm units. I mean, a bunch of polearm units. Fair enough. We're gonna go level up some more. One wisp and or I guess a heap of wisps and a mage bane. That is indeed an interesting one. Actually, while we have the Imperium, let's pick up the extra skill, because we did kill a hero then. We could have gained ourselves a 150 knowledge, which would have been really nice. We did into this time, but it would have been nice. Alright, once you have this watchtower, Shardspar wants to fight. Well, I'm here for that. Going down this way and going to an auto-explore.
Some may consider you a god. I do not. I know your weaknesses. I know how to even make a Godir bleed. Fear the power of Chanspar, for your time has come.
Except for they are also going to be... Or are these honorable rats? They're masters of prosperity. They've got monks, radiant guardians, righteous judges, inner mastery, empowered strikes, blessed armors. Well, these things are monsters. Evil holy rats. Well, either way, I do think we can beat this Mage Bane fairly easily. We'll march in. All units are teleported 2 hexes. Not really a concern. We get brutally slaughtered. I guess we'll have to find out, won't we? Battle in the Sacred Pools. Yes, we have lost a bit of our Enos sunlight. That is a thing. Use the trees as cover. But also got to circle around. Then you can just get a snack of some trees. That way you don't get murdered here. 20 hit points. Oh, very nice. Stand on behind, and I think we're good for this turn. Mage Bane means we really won't have access to any spells, so we'll want to be very careful. Immune to bleeding. Now they're trying to get us in a trap where we can only hit one of them. Going for the Mage Bane feels like a trap. Snack on these trees, gain some status protection. We'll go ahead and teleport to this X and deal as much damage to these wispies as we can. Well, you can turn one of the wisps against their leader there, but that might go south for us pretty aggressively. Alright, we'll have the spider move up to this position. Our Grand Leader can snack on these trees, gain rally, and then move in. We'll blind this. Hope not to get stunned there, which we didn't. Go for the charge strike. Teleport here. You move up to give him that overwhelm tactic bonus. Hide behind the trees here, Bat. Let's go for the big damage. And a graze. Yeah, come on over. Come over here and eat this forest for me. And that's a kill. We do get stunned, but that's no problem. Let's try to kill this unit next. We'll move up, snack onto this corpse, and then go for it. No astral membrane, we'd love to see it. Alright. Let's see what kind of damage they deal back. Everyone gets eaten around. Oh, 2 swings. There's brutal. That's all? Amazing to see. So we'll move up here and go for the flank strike. Get stunned. I say that's all, but now we have the Mage Bane staring us down. We can't bite any of these guys either. Well, I'll admit to being a bit spooked now. Move up. Extra critical hit chance here. And we still get stunned. That's mortal blessing for all. I can eat this corpse behind here. Still does enough damage to kill us if we're not careful. In fact, we're in such a bad spot, I don't know if we're going to be able to escape. 7. And punished once with the graze. Come on, then. Take him down. Oh, or not, and get stunned, too. Well, now's when things get really nasty. Regains all action points and gives resurgence. A lot of our units in here are stunned, though. Right, 24 damage. Is easily enough to kill our leader here. Unless we maybe run away, which is not very tough of us. But it does maybe allow us to survive. Even at the cost of one of our allies here. That's just 13 damage. Yeah, we'll have to hope we can survive. That's a good sign. And the Mage Bane goes after our bats. I mean, plenty of damage on our bats, but that's what they do. Yeah, just turn around and kill him. Stunned or no? Mortal Blessing flows. Oh yeah, no, these poor bats. We can go ahead and give them Death Waltz, that way they die and they get Resurgence. Which I think is a good call. Getting closer is dangerous, but let's go for the damage on the bats. You try to circle. Now stay here. We'll have space next turn. Yeah, go Death Waltz on these bats. They won't be able to move because they're stunned, but at least they will come back after the battle. Oh, what am I? That's our summoned bats. What a waste. Well done, wizard. That's how you can tell it's quite late. Valuing a summon like that. Yeah, just go for it. Astral Membrane, it thankfully does not trigger. These things are nasty bits of work. Yeah, kill these wisps if we... Thank goodness. And it's Clobberin' time. If I could sub you out for the spiders, I'm going to. If we can make it flee, that's also the play. We get teleported around. Goes for a couple of flank strikes. Go with those hungry hippo simulator. One step forward and the bow shot. We could have teleported. No need. No real need. Shot. Give us a crit. Well, there's one. Want to eat the trees that are in our way that we can fire in, no problem. Consume 6 floor obstacles in a single battle. Graze tactics. I'll just go ahead and stay here. I'm surprised this thing's still fighting. Oh, well now it definitely can't. Break its spine. Spine shattered. Astral Dew acquired. Well, soon. Bleeding and decaying. And these are both of the free cities, so if we attack them, they're going to come out and go after us. Which makes sense. Do we care? Probably not, but it's good to take note of. We're going to go ahead and make him a knight for more defense and maximum health. Bloodhorn the monster. See no reason to change anything else here we have item-wise, so we will continue our journey. As we've reached Tier 2, we get access to the Death Guard and the Mortalist, which, the Mortalist, slightly different from your Warlock. It has the Decay Bolts, which are gonna, I don't think, actually cause decay. They simply do blight damage, and then you've got Death Hex there, which is going to be the same as your normal Warlock Hex, but it's going to inflict decaying and life seed instead. So if you kill that unit, they are going to heal everything around them. We do want a singular Death Guard. We need some really, really tanky frontline. Makes it so that our vampires can do all sorts of nasty things before we can do anything about it. And as our next turn begins, we've got ourselves an event, 2 predators crossing. A foul mortal stench enters your nostrils, then a dark stalking figure appears in sight. I know a vampire when I see one. Keeping her hands close to her weapon, she nevertheless regards you with a dark smirk. You are not from around here, are you? I reckon you could also seek to uncover the so-called Deathless God. Of yours, no? Well, so do I, Chief Huntress Griselda. My reasons require no explanation, I expect. If you are also out to slay this Deathless God, then I have an offer to make, she proposes, slowly lowering her arms. We must declare war on Prince Consort Vorak, and then also on Princess Consort Mavelith. Griselda returns to you with thin, honest smile. Thank you for hearing me out. I'll get right to the point. My research tells me that the crypt of this Deathless God is locked with a blood rite cast by 2 of his consorts. Or just his consorts in general, explains Griselda. Most of those fled the realm before it got sealed, save 2. Princess Consort Mavelith and Prince Consort Vrorak. I'm never gonna be able to say that properly. They stand in our way. Fortunately, they also hate each other's guts. So if you want to open that crypt, this is what we do. Declare war on both Mavelith and Vrorak, announces Griselda grimly. So I know I can trust you. We kill the consorts, get their blood, and slay Urvatog once and for all. What say you? We gain some knowledge. You dare waste my time? Die. Well, I don't really know exactly where she's hiding. The Stoic Dawn Watchers. They're anti-vampire dwarfs. How awesome. Feudal Monarchy, Devotees of Good, and Fabled Hunters. So she's gonna be a problem. She's not that tough, though. I mean, being clever is probably a good idea. But if we just declare war on her, I don't know that that's a problem. We'll think about it. Which means we accept this quest. We get ourselves, though, some goatee blood cultists. Excellent. And I guess those blood-drinking blades as well. Sure, why not? Where is Griselda at? Where did we locate her? Is she all the way over here? Is that one of the 2 other lords we need to find? I think it is the second. So let's snooch our way down here. Try to avoid locating them just for the time being. Alright, so like I said, we want to get back to declaring war on and destroying trucks, but before we move on, it's only got 3 population in here, so it's not very well built up. mostly because they are one of my people. So the Hungry Horde ones and their Initiates of Astral. They've got Fulmination, Astral Siphoners, Static Shield, and Mark of Invulnerability, which is interesting. We don't want to declare war on them just yet. Oh, we can knock these guys out and just kind of swiftly move. Oh, we're going to fight both squads. Interesting. Not something I'm super interested in. Huh. Okay. Well, we will ignore that for the time being. That's just a little bit too nasty for us to fight right now. No other easy sources of experience outside of fighting these lads here, which might even draw in the defenders. Hate that, but we do definitely need a few more. Although, let me look at this. This is exactly equal. What am I talking about? This is 4 and 4. We might end up losing 1. They've also already got the flesh carved runes. No, I think this one goes very well for us. And so we attack. If you wish to be our enemy, then so be it. Risky battle. We'll definitely need to do well here. That's for sure. Thankfully, they have no way of actually building up dissonance with their attacks, so we don't have to worry about getting completely obliterated. Although they are also going to eat all the plants in the area. We meet our equals. Well, that definitely throws off their tactics a fair bit. Alright, most of them have already wasted their Consume Flora ability. I mean, we are also going to use it here to heal up. That's on this side. Then you lads get in good position to flank. Don't believe there's any flora. Oh, you can go over here and eat this. No, I think we'll save it. A good opportunity for later. It's gonna be a nasty fulmination when it drops. You come over here and snack on this. Patch of bushes, thank you, and then we'll move up this side. I don't like how equal we are in numbers. We don't actually have any units that can transform any of theirs into more yet, so we've got some concerns. There's their fulmination, which they're going to use on repeat. And stay back and let us get closer, too. Bold strategy. I'm sorry, you can use that ability after moving? Well, that's pretty insane. We can't get anyone close enough to do anything. Let's come on up over here and snack on this bit of flora. Then just rotate. Fulmination's annoying, but it's not the worst that could happen. Yeah, might as well. Fortune up. We'll come over here and snack on this. We can teleport to get back into combat quickly. Alright, lads, hustle. Their archers are getting in quick, and they can also do the same teleport, so we are in, we're in for a hurt next turn, that's for sure. Move over, you as well. Keep our kind of small targets in the way there. They can dodge better than anyone else can. Another fulmination drops down. Yeah, this is brutal. We need to turn this guard to our side. It's damage we can heal from, that's for sure. It's spooky, though. Alright, so first things first, we need to try to get in here and steal. Oh, we can't. I don't even think even if we chop through this one guard in our way here. Into range. Go for it. And of course you miss when we need it most. Seems to be the way with you all. Get a flank there. If it crits, we get to kill this turn. And if we don't get a crit, that's too bad. We can bring the bats up in behind. They're just gonna get shot to pieces next turn. That is for sure. Let's kill here. This is the bat, though, that is summoned in, so it doesn't really matter that much. Everyone gets Mortal Blessing, and that's perfect. Let the Slugfest get even more brutal. We'll snack on this corpse and then go for the bite. Resisted mind control. That's too bad. Bring our spider in. Then maybe we can focus this archer down. Up alongside, teleport to here. How far can you move? Just up. Nope, perfect. So we'll go ahead and teleport to here. Go for it. That crit's amazing. You guys gotta get him down good and low. Before. 24 damage, 24 damage. They're gonna try to focus one target. Let's see how good they do. Alright, well that's one more of ours down. Mortal Blessing triggered. Looks like we're gonna lose the bat as well. Oh no. Teleport's over, gets one more shot. Beautiful. Killed before they managed to escape. Are there any corpses we can eat? Corpses and flora, no. No on both fronts. Oh, it looks like there's some plants over here, but I guess there's not. This way. We're gonna go ahead and use... Yeah, we might as well try to take out this tier 2 unit here. No bleeds, but plenty of heals. We're gonna stay away from their spear user. Blind everyone here. Get a kill. Pass out some Mortal Blessing. And ourselves a delicious snack. Then come back on in and try to take out this Mortalist here. Alright, no snack for you, but we'll go ahead and charge in. And then give you that blessing. The Death Waltz. Doomed though they are. And then back in. We get a crit. Let's go for the 2-shot. We miss hit our own guys in the back. That's so perfect. Could have gone better. And now they get one more fulmination. Let's see it. Yep. Fulmination, man. That's a brutal spell. The worst part about this is, after we win, even if we do win, they're coming outside the settlement to attack us, for sure. Go for it. That's a crit. And the second shot's a graze, which is just unfortunate. The way it's gonna be, though. Let's have you move up and kill their Mortalist. Delicious snack of this corpse, and then we'll go ahead and... That's a weak charge, but go for it. The health increases at this point are getting crazy. That charge strike. 23 damage, and then no real chance to hit. Nah, this is awful. Another fulmination. Oh no, they're out, looks like. Trying to be really, really choosy with our death waltz. Both sides' health pools are huge at this point. However, we can start dwindling them down to nothing. Get the kill here, allowing us to teleport again next turn. More mortal blessings go out. The damage we can here. That's not going to deal much. Can we kill them? Almost. If we get a crit, we definitely do. There it is. And now things can start cooking. It can completely ignore this polearm user. Come all the way around. And clobber him. Big 31, and... It's a crit. It doesn't quite kill. Like I said, our health pools at this point. Look at these guys here. This is like elite tier unit health pool. 145 max. That is insanity. Gonna almost kill next turn. Alright, then here's what we do. Take a bit of damage. Punch him in the face. Go for the little death waltz. And then deal some damage here. They explode in a shower of viscera. I mean, shields are down for our archers now. But they can both teleport, so it's no problem. Hungry, hungry bats. And we win. I mean, everyone survives, which is what we need. Will it matter for when the army comes outside to try to fight us? We'll find out. That is a good bit of food and mana, though. Can we retreat further than this? I mean, the answer is we don't really want to. Stay nearby. We can annex more land, which is amazing. Time to start expanding towards the Rosewood of the Andalion for sure. I don't think that's part of it. Now we gotta get quite a bit closer. Let's go Quarry here. One we don't have just yet. We can rush this for 28 and then immediately get in and go for the Shrine. We can even probably afford the things like the Abattoir. Abattoir is a upgraded version of the prison which allows you to eat heroes in the prison to grant you experience, and I think it sends them immediately then to your crypts, which will allow us to then also turn them into an embalmed sacrifice. The vendor sounds pretty good too. So let's go ahead and rush this, and we'll grab a vendor for a little bit more gold. We are getting a bit poor, and you hate to see it. So now, on top of building our population, we also shall have a thrall. We've got the people we use to actually run our town, and then we have our cattle population. A horrible place to live. Gonna take 4 turns and 60 Imperium. I think we want to keep saving. There's no reason to rush. We'll need 200 to turn this into one of our cities, so we'll need to save a bit. Day 11 is upon us. Truthfully, we can come on in here and talk to Griselda. Why don't you like us? She started an unjustified war times 2. I mean, we could use that. Just gain some gold real quick. She doesn't sell them. I mean, fair enough, that balances out a little bit. You either become good, or you could... She just lives down here in New Dawn Watchkeep. She's a long ways away from us. We definitely need to build up before we go after her. When we do choose to slaughter the vampire hunters. We got some invading forces coming from up here, and a new hero offers to join, but we have no money. We've got some good choices, though. Outside of this nautical governor, we're just going to have no benefit here. So this ranger, this warrior is what we're going for. Ranger or warrior. Let's go for a warrior. Bay Sal, the Blade Master. Oh, they immediately repopulate that one? That was very quick. And we can use it to further along our war effort. So up one and then go attack. Keep burning through their mana stores too. Definitely triggers the resurgence on a couple of our units there. I'm going to go ahead and accept that. And they're healing quickly enough. Let's get back in that sunless domain so we can all heal. Then we can attack Droxburg maybe next turn. See, if it's 45, I'm a little bit more keen on going for it. We just have to expand much closer to this heart here. Let's grab ourselves an additional quarry. Quarry for more production. Getting the excavation skill also pretty good. Day 12 is upon us. I'd like to heal up a little bit more before we go after them, but it looks like it has expanded the Sunless Domain into their territory, so we can move in here and keep healing. Blood Drinking Blades is complete, and let's go ahead and grab ourselves another tome. Which, to absolutely no one's surprise, shall be the Tome of Beasts. We're walking beside the animals of nature and the animals of shadow, specialize in summoning and buffing animals and becoming stronger when standing next to them. Which animal kinship will give us more damage when standing next to animals and a more critical hit chance. You heard that right.
It is the beasts that shall inherit the world. Their paws will tread on our graves long after their fangs have ground our bones to dust. Call upon their might if you dare. Command their ferocity and nourish it, so that you may reap the benefits of this primal power.
Alright, and actually we have enough mana. I'm going to go ahead and lock kinship and grab Call Wild Animal. We have the terrain, we can likely just summon it in, and because Wild Animal got a little bit of a buff a couple of patches ago, you can actually select the animal you want to summon, so it's not just completely random, which is honestly amazing. Vinder's done. We've got even more invading forces coming from this haunted graveyard. That's not amazing, which means we need to take out Droxburg quickly. We also need to get in another hero. So hey there, Madame Griselda. I wish to give you this lightning power cleaver for some gold. And we'll use that to get ourselves a hero to defend our city. Looking back, I think I would have probably named this the Sanguine Meadow, but Blood Meadow works too. Let's go ahead and grab Bay Sal, the Blade Master. He's a prospector, wants extra gold, which for the vampires is exactly... And you also get to see the really, really amazing animation for your heroes embracing your bloodline. Gold income of 200. We do like more damage. That is for sure. Isn't that the coolest? Hero embraced vampirism. Yes, and he honestly looks fine. He's got himself a hand. He's the right or left hand of Bloodhorn. I'm gonna go ahead and give him the Crown of Starblades as well. We've got nothing else for you, lad, so welcome to the crew. Basal. He has the Elder Vampire's Gift, extra health and resistance. Per stack, or I guess you get a stack of this per signature skill the Elder Vampire has. That's a cool interaction. What else do we have here? You're Heartless, of course. Overwhelm Tactics, Power from Death. He's a turned vampire. Has their Mortal Champion origin skill replaced with a Vampire origin skill. Is undead. Weak to sunlight. Gains health after battle, and then 20% of the experience he earns is sent straight to Bloodhorn, our leader. No, that's actually great. Allows your ruler to level up really quickly. Okay, well, you're just going to stay here and hold the line. Blood Meadow shall soon be under assault, and it's your job to guard it. Who's in Rockspur? Do I trust it? No. They've got 8 units total. That will be quite the battle, but it's only polearms, so we should come out of that alright. Here, let's wait 1 turn, though. That way we have a little bit more gold to use. Go ahead and save our gold economy here. Leave you here. Blood Drinking Blades, that's fine to pick up. Those sound perfect. Oh, hello there. Well, that's not good. Where did this whole stack of units come from? Well, the Blood Drinking Blades at least are ready, but we'll have to fall back because that is way too many units to deal with. Ah, yes, the swirly blood tendrils. My favorite. This does give us a good opportunity to come back here and take this out. I don't want to move too far away here, but that's too much for us to handle, unfortunately. So let's reorient to killing this and grabbing the blood glass. We pivot. No problem. You two, let's move up into this quarry area. There's no way you can excavate these mountains. That'd be crazy. Production here at Blood Meadow. We are going to go ahead and grab Wildlife Sanctuary, food, a draft per forest. Draft per farm. Let's go ahead and pick up the Blood Altar. And we'll slot that in. Our one and only farm. No, let's go ahead and grab it on the quarry here. Won't get any bonuses for now, but later on it definitely will. And we'll pick up another... No, I want some Blood Cultists. We'll wait. Blood Cultists. If we were to negotiate and give you this helmet, 26 gold, it's not enough. And I'm not giving you the other. Alright then, back to home. And we'll go ahead and pass our turn. Oh, and on our intern, our spy apparently picks up and meets this masked happy lad. An odd bubbling and boiling occurrence enters your awareness, followed by a low hiss. My oh my, what quaint, anomalous toy do I hear a spy? Oh, I hate you already. From the corner of your eye you see a hot crimson mist erupt, out of which a blood-soaked figure emerges with distinguished poise. The fabled arch-vampire, or arch-vampire, Prince Consort W, because no one can say your name. After ages of solitude, I am finally graced with a fresh new face. And what a face it is! Are you one of mine, perhaps? No matter, I do believe introductions are in order, wouldn't you agree? Oh, that was poorly spaced. Or has your generation abandoned their manners, as they once did the Blood Emperor Eternal? So he's here? I thought he's supposed to be sleeping. The Prince Consort fingers his glistening lip gross as he secretly casts a spell on you that boils your blood. Show me how a proper vampire greets their superior. I'm gonna stab you right in the neck. That's what's gonna happen. Well, this would have been amazing. Perish, you clown. I'm happy to stand tall and scoff at him. Bow down low and courteously. We could pretend we have no problems. We get good relations in Savannah. We just have to act like we're at his beck and call. Let's spend some mana to pick up some more Imperium. Oh, you defy an elder? Are you an elder dare defy me, an arch-vampire? Chuckles the prince consort, a little bestial snarl. Very bestial. How delicious, how delectable, how debonair. Let us conduct business, shall we? I know everything about you, Bloodhorn. Seeking to open the crypt of our hallowed blood Emperor Eternal, are you not? For this one purpose, one will need the blood of its consorts, like mine. Now, owing to your somewhat remarkable introduction, I dare say I'm budding the desire to potentially entertain your dashing enterprise, in exchange, naturally, for a trifling sacrifice. If you pledged me, your fabulous prince, he the obsidian rose from the palace of the deathless god, then I would be open to sharing a drop of my purest blood. I will have your blood boiling for mine? Even more Imperium. And I say for now, we just consider it. He is an astral. Oh, he's gonna be a nightmare to deal with. Spells are overcharged, and then they inflict dissonance. Yeah, there's always one of them, isn't there? They're always so much fun to deal with. Right then, gang, day 14 is upon us. We've got an area excavated down here in the dark depths. Let's keep excavating more and more here. New development skill available. After founding or absorbing cities, is going to take us less turns. Newly founded or absorbing cities, or absorbed rather, cities are going to gain a population. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea in the slightest. How close do we have to get to fight this one? So we're going to use a couple of turns regardless. That's fine. I don't think we need everything involved. We can pretty much just keep these two squads, and that should be enough. They could use the experience, but I'd also like to keep them back. It's really not going to matter, is it? Bring them in. Just enough money now to grab ourselves our first blood cultist. Those hemorrhage bolts. Scarlet Plague is what I'm excited for. Dropping in blood maggots all over the place. We're about to trespass. Well, that's not great. I would really like to activate this, but he's just going to get it back, so let's instead just go back to exploring. Not interested in trespassing, thank you. We get run up on by a random squad of marauders. That's unfortunate. But thankfully our scout manages to escape. And immediately after, it's day 15. The good news is here we can get into a fight with this army in a hurry and bring in all the extra support one might need. It's still going to be a risky battle. I mean, you're probably not wrong. Every turn, all enemy units with bleeding have a 60% chance of suffering a blood parasite. That is brutal. Although I'm going to say, thankfully, none of these units have an ability to actually apply bleeding outside of the War Breed himself there, so we'll have to hope we can keep him contained. Or better yet, we can force him to switch sides. Either way, we'll go ahead and send. So what does our map look like here? A couple of choke points to use, which means this guy's coming straight down the middle. That's off to the side. We'll go ahead and have Bloodhorn and go with them. Stick to the shrubs a little bit. That way we can also just eat them real quick in a hurry to gain some more health. In range. Yeah, well, we can't have that. Stay out of range a little bit there, Death Guard. That is crazy how far they can use that. It's a crazy in a good way, but still. Got some range for a battle mage. Alright, we've got our 2 battle groups. Let's see what the enemy goes for. Alright, they're splitting up. Them splitting up is a very, very poor idea. .44 damage charge strike. Or we just ignore it and go after these guys. Bleeding resisted. They can only freeze these bats, and I don't think anything else can actually go after them either, which is amazing to see. Just barely can't hit. We can teleport over there, we get 3 shots, which is not a small amount by any chance. You can come one over, then we get a chance to at least crit with them. There we go, 2 crits. These polearms really can't get much closer, but you can reach them. Good old Baysal. Baysal the Brawler. These trees out of our way. Oh, perfect. We just had to get the shrubs out of the way. Yeah, run up and clobber this set of hemorrhage mages, please. Teleport in. You can go ahead and eat this foliage, hopefully giving them space to move through. We've got the dream team here. Spread that damage a bit. No crit this time. Chop that blood mage in half. Then get in there and finish him off. Big chop. Camp out in this set of bushes, and then we shall bring this shock troop around. Eat these bushes, and we pass. Stabs himself in the chest? What a bold strategy. Well, these archers are insane now, which is too bad. They do apply Blood Parasite, but these guys get chopped clean in half, giving us a nice little burst of Mortal Blessing. Mortal Blessing for everyone. That extra health pool coming in, super clutch. Alright, Night Guard, you move on up. Or I guess Death Guard is your new name. Stab these poor fools. I'm gonna send you along to bother these white witches. A flurry of wings. Strengthened. Bolster defense works too. Let's go after that Scald. 12 damage, not bad. Keep these delicious corpses and move in here. Archer has no need. Just go for the damage. 11, and then you move up here. Again, no need for the heals. Not yet, at least. Alright, so how do we do this? Let's get you out of defense mode. Get him with the bite. It doesn't mind control him, so just damage. Oh no, we gave him a good power cleave. Well, that's too bad. Should hopefully not be that big a deal. Almost killed him. I mean, they could focus. Let's see. And then you decide just to ward up. Fair enough. Die with honor. Death Guard can finish you. The Death Guard is very similar to what the Night Guard used to be, except for now it has the ability to heal based on the number of mortal blessings it has, which makes them very good. I think they also have another version of healing too. What else do you have? Is that it? I thought it was something more than that. Now they just get to heal based on their mortal blessing stacks, which is still very potent. And I'll go for it. No crits there. Might as well blind you. Resisted. See, now that's too bad. Weakest unit can go for the charge strike. Get one away and then back in. For maximum damage. And then you do the same. There's a big 21, but not quite enough. Please hit. No such luck. And this thing's doing full damage to something. Thankfully, it's not that big of a deal. So go ahead and pass. Pushes them back. They just die to natural causes, and then Morning Star of Justice. There we go. Bloodhorn gets experience for being in the fight, and then also steals some from the other hero. We got ourselves a Ring of Deflection. Ooh, how lovely. We give that to Bloodhorn. Who else? Bloodhorn, you can also go ahead and pick up the second wind ability, so we can move even further. And then there's the Heart of Glass Aftermath. You've claimed the Blood Glass, and you hear a deep sigh as the ghost appears once more. I betrayed my pale prince, tried to take a rose by force. We fought. My chaos met his shadow. In our final moment, I cursed him and his roses. He consumed me in his rage. Well, I mean, that's snack on your wife when she betrays you, apparently. That's not a good advice. I did not know. He had been growing a rose for me all along. Now I can rest, and I can give you my weapon to grant him the same relief. The witch disappears, with the scent of roses fading along with her memory. We gain the Memento Mori. Bleeding and an undead slayer, really. We'll take it. Have your scholars chronicle this story. Guide the lost soul to the astral sea for a cost. Drain the witch. Well, we'll have our scholars make some knowledge. Draining the witch sounds good too. More knowledge sounds even better. We now have a blood glass acquired, so even more draft. And then all of the other effects associated with being vampiric and associated with the kind of the blood right. Right. Now that we're here, we might as well do even more damage to what's outside here. Can you make it? No, not quite. You can, though. Big fight. Size matters not. Towering Butcher Ogre, we're gonna go ahead and slay them all. Ooh, you know what? We're gonna use these peasants. Build my tower, peasants. Where now we've got ourselves a lovely, rather girthy vampire tower with some floating bits. Nice. Summon wild animals ready to go, and we're gonna go ahead and get Mark for Praise, a really potent spell. We're gonna go ahead and pick up Animal Kinship, though. Base Sao, the Blade Master. Siphon Blood's interesting. Because even though this guy's a warrior, we could give him some ranged. Let's do that. It's too bad we don't have the vampire shields. We'll just go ahead and give you good old memento mori. I love that somehow we've carved into his dreads. Not sure that's how flesh runes work, but what do I know? Free cities with the Whispering Stone instantly provide you with a vision range, and free cities are vassals of the Whispering Stone and grant us knowledge. We don't care about vassals right now, we care about murder. Alright, let's have you get back to auto-exploring. And here at the Blood Meadow, the Deep Crits. Ozzy Mausoleum. Go ahead and pop in the mausoleum next to this blood altar here. Do they power each other up? I think they do. All the extra research. Let's just immediately build. Hell yeah. Well, next up, we can just get a shrine because we do need some more mana. That's instantly built too. Oh, so glad I can read these numbers properly. Being able to eat people sounds good. Hungry, hungry goat people. Awesome. Day 16 dawns. And it is definitely time for us to go ahead and stamp out Draxpur. So send our vampire up and around. You lads go join. Actually, too bad. Infestation sending us invading forces. We've got Shardspar sending us a war party. Bring them on. I'm happy to kill all of your heroes. We shall have a lovely feast. In march the spiders, and none leave. Day 17 dawns. A friendship with us was declared by Smiley Jack. Good. Good, good. Let's see what kind of animals we can pull up. Oh, it's going to take one turn. We definitely need more casting points. We're at a rock and 102 knowledge already. We kind of need to lie in wait for this army, but oh, here they are. Yeah, bring them on over so we can kill them. I'm happy to fight you. Any way you wish. Well, that's not good for you. You guys, well, too late now. Come on over here. Just get barely into range here. You, Scout, get exploring the south. Another province for Blood Meadow. We definitely need another town here soon, too. Exploit some more peeps. Our abattoir is done, and I'm thinking next it's a good idea to get in the tavern so that way our people are not so grouchy with us. Expensive, but always worth it. Day 18, we can summon in a wild animal. Let's do so here. We get... oh, we can just get blood maggots. Problem with these things is they... let me see if I can... well, they are cool. They don't evolve. They don't turn into anything else. They just become more damaging. And they're all about dying. So we kind of more want them to be summoned than anything else. Dread spiders will evolve into something stronger. So we'll go ahead and choose the Dread Spider. Go ahead and cut this group down. That should be no problem. Very simple. Oh, don't be cowards. Get over here and fight. Jeez. A double righteous judge? Not a spooky combo or anything. Could we go over there and actually get any extra experience? Yeah, we could. So let's do it. Bonus experience. Take them down real quick. We lose a spider. Not on your life. We are in the dreaded sunlight, but that's no big deal. Oh, they're on mammoth. These are mammoth riding, like parakeets. The sun conures of doom. Well then, we definitely want to come over here and have some greens to heal up. I want to lure them in. Sunderers are a nasty unit to be sure. Well, they're like this fluorescent purple insectoid. Mana channelers, they're not actually that tough. They have a bit more health, but that's just more for us to nom through. Alright, everyone get in there. Beasties, away! Alright, we've isolated this guy. He's very doomed. Assassin Strike and a Siphoned Blood. You can use that Siphoned Blood from quite a ways away. Go ahead and get some power-ups from this. Status protection works. You move up, teleport a bit closer. Go for that triple shot. 2 critical hits. Charge strike them. And then we can then get in and hit with a Siphon Blood to finish him off. If we crit. You didn't need that. Belongs to me now. Alright, who else needs breaking? We're just gonna go ahead and charge up and go for a bite. Mind control doesn't work? I'm surprised. Alright, well, now our vampire's in a bit of a dangerous spot. Let's just keep her from being flanked with our immortal. And then the spiders can get ready to do some damage. You're in next turn. Yeah, no reason to teleport. It's not amazing, but it's as good as we can do. And our complete lack of spells right now is showing. Alright, some Sunder defense. The Graze is always good to see. Huge retaliation damage. Nine there. Now I'm gonna say it's fine. We'll deal. Second wind. I think it gives us slippery as well. We could just go for the blind effect here, though. Now we definitely can get away, do whatever we want. Clobber him for 17. Let's step forward 1. Stack on this floor, try to get strengthened. Resistance bolster's fine too. can't get any closer. Unless we take some damage here, which I think we're going to go ahead and accept. Then you just move over here and hit them. It's not much damage. They've got us locked in here good. We can keep spreading around the bleed effect, though. Resisted that poison. Back can come on in behind for a flank, but it's going to get shot to pieces by... Who cares? It's a summon. You can reach on horseback, or you can reach... Let's go for the charge strike. There'll be more they try to pull away, too. Good, you can go all the way around, go for the assassin's hit, and deal 56 damage. Good night, sweet bugs. I guess then we just go for the kill here, or we can teleport in behind. And try to deal as much to their actual melee units as we can. Not bad, not bad. 5 damage, sweet. Javelins at our bats, which don't manage to dodge. I think the bigger the spear, the easier it'd be to dodge, too. Retaliation, 14 damage. Mortal Blessing triggered. Melee strike here. Bleeding and flanked. Oh, you're so lucky we can't quite reach you. I mean, these guys can, so not that lucky. There's 29 more damage. Spiders will finish him off. Mortal Blessing. And onward. Crafting a better weapon for Bloodhorn is going to be a must. Let's get closer. Go for the guaranteed kill. Nice. 24 of each, 10 for winning, and then Bloodhorn gains 1 additional experience. That is 67 and more production, and a Staff of Radiance. We will accept this reward graciously. Ruler has leveled up once more, beautiful. Well, I say from here, we don't have to snack on every corpse. We can go ahead and turn some of them into extra units. Extra units are always more better. Paysao is also leveled up. Let's go ahead and give the Drain more range. On your merry way, good sir. We could have probably used the Hemomancer there, but not that big a deal that we didn't. Defend the meadow. We'll go ahead and fall back towards Droxburg. Yeah, it's much closer to us than that one. We can go ahead and turn into one of our cities quickly, and then we'll likely actually do the same up here with Chardspar. Let's call another wild animal. And see what we get next turn. Alright, the Tyrannosaurus, these independent armies are getting a little bit closer. They seem to be doing so very tentatively. Let's turn around here and deal with them. Just come into range, that way if they get attacked, we've got everyone joining. Droxbur's also sent a war party, we'd love to hear it. Call in another wild animal here, right next to... And we get us a Shrieking Bat for a little bit of an upgrade. That sounds incredible. We gotta hold off on recruiting anymore, though. We can definitely do that, no worries. We've got lots of Imperium to spend. Oh, we've got good stuff to spend it on, too. Like road building. And 45 just for giving us another population. That sounds good. Get this thing right next to the shattered rosewood of the Indalion. We needed to be a farm. Whoops. Let's go ahead and swap that over with a farm to grant us a little bit more knowledge. You stay there. Scouts get scouting. And we'll go ahead and pass our turn. Oh, they're moving in different positions here. That doesn't really matter, but that's what they're up to. Let's go ahead and swap this up a little bit. So you two, you join this army. The bat can turn and join here, and then you just get all of the humans, or all of, I guess, the beastmen out of that squad. A low-risk battle. Righteous judges can be scary. Yeah, I'll accept that. 150 knowledge for taking down their hero, and mana for just winning, and then 27 of each. Boltbane. That can go to Baysal. Make him harder to hit with any kind of range attacks. Realize I was a little bit zealous with our movement there. Good news is it doesn't really matter, but Sile Voidspawn has been captured. How bad it is for you, though, that we are going to deliciously devour you. Some rat stew. Who should we feed that to? 6 experience? Oh, nice. And any of the experience we give to Baysal goes to Bloodhorn as well. Let's give this to Baysal. Baysal gets a level up. It's not like he drank him with a straw. Gross. Nasty. I'm thinking we want... I tend to go for the knight side of this. Let's go for the berserker to lean even further into those critical hit chances. And we'll go for the signature skill of Initiate of Shadow. I lied. Initiate of Chaos. Inspiring Killer and Searing Strikes, or... Oh, never mind. That's the way. Initiate of Nature. We'll go ahead and get Blight Strikes going. This will be another one of those situations where we get both of those signature skills because they are so useful. Alright, everyone, onward towards the next squad of filthy villains. And now they are in... Oh, it does just move them into your crypt where you can then embalm them. What amazing synergy. A province is being pillaged not for long. Animal kinship is done. And now we can also go for as a sanguine focus. Makes our battle mages deal more physical damage and have a chance of bleeding our opponents out. Continue on your merry way. Oh, good. We've now met the grave Archdam. Strange shadows blind your senses, and then a sharp whisper enters your inner ear. What is this I find? An unfamiliar elder vampire roving my realm after all this time. From the deepest darkness appears a terrifying shape of an arch-vampire, Princess Consort Babelith, fabled author of the Tome of Torment and the first wife of the deathless god himself. She inspects first and last. She inspects you with a predatory gaze that lifts her chin and produces a faint, fanged grin. Suddenly your chest starts to ache. Your Here she's casting some sort of a spell on you. Princess Consort Mavelith, her maleficent stare probes your sight and pricks your very heartstring. Tell me, my sweet, what brings you to my dominion? We gain enough experience to level up, which I think is really not that worth it because we're very, very close anyway. Remain silent. None of your business. We drop to 1 health. Enough experience to rank up twice. We'll see, that's incredible. She rips an entire heartstring. Elated. Smack. Princess Consort Mavelith erupts into a tittering cackle. Oh, how delightful. Your petty resistance is simply irresistible. I must have more of it. Yes, I have decided. You may stay. Grins Princess Consort Mavelith. Doubtlessly you came here to unseal... Oh wait, is she now still speaking? I think she is. Doubtlessly you came here to unseal that stinking crypt of my rotting husband, Ervatog. But in order to do that, one first needs my exalted blood, with which that place is thoroughly sealed. However, if you do intend to slay that wretched bastard, then I might be open to making a little trade. If you want my blood, then bring me the obsidian rose from Ervatog's crumbling palace and lay it before my feet. The offer is made, little elder. I'll be watching you. Ta-ta. I'll consider this no thanks, or I'll have your blood for plucking my heartstrings. Now we'll just consider this. So we can give the rose to either of the 2 consorts. Interesting. Or just butcher both of them. Choices, choices. Our ruler has leveled up 2 whole times, though, which gives us access to another signature skill. So we've got things such as Night Lord, which is all about... we're immune to blind, and then our different terrains, we have more damage and natural regeneration. This will unlock us Blink, letting us teleport, and Unholy Leader, buffing up our undead units. Reaper is going to drop our active cooldowns when we kill enemies, and also gain hit points for the fight. Oh no, I'm sorry, on kill we gain even more health. That is crazy. Third is Vampiric Rage, so extra damage as our health gets lower, and Song of Carnage. Battle Song. Extra damage, very fast movement, evasion, and draining burst. Marrow Drinker. Extra bleed and Scarlet Plague. Oh, that is what we want. Absolutely, time to bring in more blood parasites. Marrow Drinker it is. Blood Parasite and Unholy Leader both. Well, actually, we don't have any undead besides, so we'll go ahead and say no to that. Just go ahead and grab Marrow Drinker. And then the Scarlet Plague attack. Into a summon zombie at the start of the battle. That sounds perfect. And then a diseased aura for all of our summons too, so that they are going to weaken enemies to further debuffs. Bloodhorn is getting quite potent. Alright, with that, I believe is going to be all the time we've got for our first episode here. We've made it to about we've made it to exactly turn 20. We've met all of the different players so far that we know of in this realm, and we are starting a proper war with both of our neighbors, soon to be broken and snacked upon. Thank you all so much for stopping on by. If you've enjoyed the first episode here in our Thrones of Blood story realm playthrough, please do remember to leave a like for Light God and a sub for the Sub Throne, and I'll see you all in the next one.